Welcome to DTV Antenna Primer Part 1. In this section we answer two questions. Is it worth it? Is it legal? Well, the first step in any antenna project is to determine is it worth your while to put up an antenna. So we do that by querying DTV reception maps. I typed it in here. We got about 5 million results. And any of these locations will help you to see how many stations you can get at your location. Now the one I use most often is this one, tvfool.com. So the procedure is you type in a title for the report. I'm going to use a public location, which in this case is the White House. And you type in the address. You can use your own address. And for antenna height, I've typed in 7 feet because that's how far off the ground we're going to mount the antennas in this video. Then you click Find Local Channels. And in just a few seconds, it tells us what you're going to get. And if you look here, you can see all the alphabet networks, including PBS, ION, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, bunch of independents, and we get a vector map. Look at all these stations lined up in a northwest direction. So if you lived in that neighborhood and you pointed an antenna northwest, you would get pretty good results. Additionally, the site tells you how far from your location those transmitters are. So look at these distances: 4.5 miles, 4.3 miles, 3.8 miles. You really wouldn't need much of an antenna to get those stations. Some of these a little bit further, 36 miles, you're definitely going to need an outside antenna to get those. And if you have a compass and you want to point it exactly at those transmitters, you get your compass points here. So very, very nice. TV Fool is the one I used most often. Another one you could use is this one. This is the Federal Communications Commission. And you do the same thing. You enter a location. You click Go. And the federal government will tell you how many stations you can get. And I like the color code here, because if the stations are color-coded green, it's a very strong signal. Yellow is moderate. You're still going to get them. Weak, you might not get them in very, very bad weather. Now, these channel numbers, there's going to be at least one station, one channel at each of these channel numbers. But the way digital television works is there are sub-channels. So the first station, let's take ION. The first station on ION will be 66.1. But in my location, ION goes out 6 deep, so there's a .2, a .3, a .4, a .5, a .6, and every one of those channels is showing a different program. And the same is true of PBS. Where I live, PBS goes out 4 deep. One might have a cooking show, one might have a home improvement show, another one might have a cartoon, another one might have a political show. Each of those sub-channels is showing a different program. So you really get a lot more stations than are shown in this list. Now the reason I went to fcc.gov was to answer the question, is it legal? Well, yes, it's definitely legal. And the mere fact that the federal government is showing you how to do it, obviously it has to be legal. But if you want to look it up, this is the section of U.S. Code. And I think if we just scroll down and we look at paragraph B here, digital television broadcast station permittees or licensees must transmit at least one over-the-air video program signal at no direct charge to viewers on the DTV channel. So if you want a license to broadcast television in this country, you have to offer at least one free channel. Most offer more than one free channel, but here's the rub. While the broadcasters have to offer free television, You don't have to accept it. If you want to pay for your TV, you can go ahead and pay. You don't have to take free TV. Nobody's breaking your arm to accept free television. They are required to broadcast it. You are not required to accept it. So it is legal, and hopefully this reference will answer that question. And I'm raising it here because I would say half the people I discuss this with immediately start arguing that it is illegal to watch free TV. No, it isn't. So I hope this has been useful to someone. In part 2, we're going to look at the type of antenna you may wish to use, and we'll show you a novel, easy way to mount it on your home. So thanks for watching, and let's go to part 2.